I am beyond thrilled to have my next guest back on the show. Their new album, Viva Hinds, is out right now. It is Hinds.
It
Hello,
is.
hola.
Ana and Carlotta.
Hola, ¿cómo
Cici.
estás? Affirmative. Yes, I am.
It has been forever since I've seen you two, even longer for us.
I know. I recognized you. That made me very happy.
That is amazing. That makes me feel very good too, because I'm such a fan of your music, and I felt like we always have a great time speaking. Anna, even though 5 years ago, I still feel a bond with you.
Same. Remembering the good times, and it was a very nice interview, like the one in person we did too.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course we
Yeah,
remember.
and it's great to catch up with you here back in the States. This is like a second go-around victory lap in a way for celebrating the album. How are things?
Things are great.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, they haven't been great for a while after the pandemic and stuff. And suddenly this new album is giving us it feels like we started a new band, a new project, you know, that excitement of starting something new. We really feel like that now.
The songs have been obviously so well received, and I know we have so many to go through and talk about, but is there one that you enjoy this time around where you get to play and then see the reaction?
I always love Coffee. I didn't trust Coffee. We have a song called Coffee. And at the beginning, we didn't know if it was going to be a single. Actually, we didn't like it. We liked it, but not that much as right now. And it's pretty early on the set, so it's kind of like the warmer up. I think I think it has a hidden strength that I didn't know before, and I realized after watching it live. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's always the songs that you create. Maybe there's a throwaway, maybe 15 minutes. Oh, let's just hurry up and write it, finish it. And then that's the one that people really connect with.
It's a mystery. It's impossible to have a formula.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
It's absolutely impossible. I have no idea. Exactly. Like the songs you thought it was like a perfect track 8. That's the biggest thing you're gonna do in your whole life or whatever.
It's like the TikTok algorithm. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
The human mind. What makes them click and all that. Now, obviously, that particular song is about looking into oneself, self-courage, and not caring, really. This absurdist type of view when approaching life. Perhaps that's what's resonating with a lot of people.
See, I think maybe we didn't think it was going to be such a special song because it sounded very much like us and like Hinds from the past. Like we have obviously grown so much with this album, with the writing, with the production and stuff. So when we were coming back after 4 years, we wanted something that was super different and to prove everyone how much we had grown as musicians. And then it was no one really cares if people just want to listen to good songs and resonate with them. And Coffee has that straight punch, is straight to your face. It's not hidden. It's very honest, brutally honest. So that definitely is a thing that resonates with
Does that make you
audience.
do a double take? What have we been doing? We've been trying to make this wonderful new and mature sound, and Coffee is the one that.
For real, yeah. Stop trying to be mature.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Stop trying to prove things and play cool.
Yes.
Right.
Let's have fun. Art, let's dance.
Well, that's what art is. It's supposed to be just off the cuff and whatever, and just let mistakes happen, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We were chatting before with a Brazilian friend, Tim, and we were saying actually about the difference in the culture between Americans and Brazilians and Spaniards. And it's true that I think us as Spaniards, we feel kind of okay with the mistakes and with trying and then trying again and then failing and maybe we can. So we accept failure in a more future mind thing. Sorry, this is. Give me 1 second.
No, please.
It takes we understand that sometimes it takes you a while to achieve what you want to do, and to be able to do that, you need to commit a lot of mistakes. So yeah. Mistakes are more than welcome and has taken us here to do this interview with you.
Oh my God.
This is a mistake. This is
I was
the
about
biggest
to
mistake
say,
of our
this
career.
is really turning into a huge mistake right now. I just want to say that I feel like you guys are the role model, a great example for the human resilience and the spirit of just not giving up. because things did go awry. You mentioned just a second ago, Anna, that it was not always wonderful.
Yeah.
And
No, it was horrible.
Yeah.
We really went through things that most bands quit, and I don't blame them or judge them, or I understand it. It really put us in a situation that we had to choose either losing every expectation and kind of structure that we had been working so hard for many years. We had to let go of all of that and start brand new, like even like kind of like destroy our egos too, you know, like, but what are we going to do?
The humble pie.
Exactly.
We've been having the humble pie.
We
like,
had it,
all
and it was
over.
the only way to be like, okay, we're gonna do this album rather than going to a studio. We're gonna rehearse, record it in a house. We're gonna build a studio ourselves with the 4 guitars that we have. We're gonna drive there so we don't have to rent things, you know. And all of those decisions that in the first place were imposed by the circumstances. Like we didn't choose to not have a manager, not have record label, lose our bassist and our drummer. Like all of these things that happened to us, the pandemic, being broke. We obviously didn't choose that. But all of those circumstances ended up just putting us in a place where we were like, okay, instead of focusing on what we didn't have and we were lacking, we just focused on what we had. And we're like, okay, we still have each other. We still love music and want to play songs. That's it. Let's record it this way. Like, let's just adjust to the circumstances rather than either quitting or keep complaining and waiting for everything to get better. We just decided to do whatever we could with what we had. And it ended up being a lot.
A lot of bands, a lot of artists get told, okay, time's up because you haven't met their expectations, right?
I mean, we were so alone. No one was even telling us to give up. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't even a team saying give up because we lost all of our team.
There was no team.
Like really, no record label, no management, no bandmates. So it was the two of us, which it's always been the two of us, but we usually have some people around us that help us or stuff. But
Yeah,
we didn't even have someone telling us to quit because there was no one else.
No one there to tell you.
No one to tell
Well,
us.
I don't want to dig too, personally, you tell me, but I feel like when you are receiving critical acclaim, you're selling out shows, you were going to play outside lands, right? There was a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
So why would people quit on you and desert you like that? Is it because they were the people you shouldn't have trusted in the first place?
You know what? We actually had the moment, the lowest moment we had was when bassist and drummer left the band. And in that moment, we looked at each other like, oh, do you want to keep playing? Do you want to keep going? Of course, I want to keep going. That wasn't even like a discussion or conversation. And it was beautiful because the moment we reduced completely the team to just the two of us and no manager and no nothing, suddenly Hinds became more like when something, if water hits you, it gets you wet, permeable, like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
So we became like a sponge, and suddenly friends and friends of music, like all the advice and love that we were receiving, that was all for us. Like, well, a lot of friends and family from Madrid, they were the ones who were saying like, Viva Hinds more than ever, like, don't give up. We're here for you. Whatever you need, please count on me. And loads of friends from the music industry too, like in the logistics of finding a new management or finding stuff
Yeah.
on our own. That wasn't that easy. And that was kind of like, that was enough for us, like we didn't know that there was a support from fans, but just because we weren't posting on or anything, we were so low and keeping it super, super, super low key.
We weren't playing shows, so obviously
So
weren't
we
in
couldn't
contact with them.
we couldn't feel the love from the fans. But since the moment we were kind of like announcing that we were recording a new record and stuff, that was a lot of people was really, really waiting for us, and that's so, so beautiful. That's super cool. So it was more like feeling alone in the way of a different kind of help, I would say. Like friends and family never quit.
Right.
Never
Stop believing.
No, never stop believing. Exactly. Yeah.
We're in the Bay Area. I'm sorry. Journey, don't stop believing. It's the first thing that pops in my head. But it's very much harkens back to how you formed as a band. Heartbreak, but that's a different story.
I mean, friendship has been the core of this project and our relationship since we started, and that has stayed absolutely intact, or probably gotten stronger.
100%.
Because we share everything. We share the good stuff and we share the bad stuff. So it's a very special relationship that is key, absolutely key for this project.
Absolutely. Like I said, your guys are like a role model, because I see younger artists today that got signed after TikTok, and then things didn't work out, and now they're getting dropped, and now they're posting sad videos, and they're like, okay, what do I do, and all these things. But just like what you have talked about, you got to keep going.
It's also easier for us because we've never had really like a peak of, obviously we do sell some shows. We feel like we're doing the biggest job in the world, but we're not that big. You know what I mean? We're not that relevant. So it's
yes,
easier.
You are.
I mean, we are for so many people and for ourselves. And I think it's very important, like girl bands like us, like I do think it's important. But what I mean is like we've never had, a one hit, anything go viral. Like it's been 10 years of loading in and loading out in the Bay Area, in Japan, in Spain, in Europe. Like, we still get cold. We're still not that comfortable, but we love it. We love what we do, and it's absolutely worth it. So just, it's easier. It's just easier to readjust rather than, I think, when you have like a very big hit and expectations are huge, and then you get all of this money thrown at you. We've kept it, quite.
Yeah, fame is
very
strange.
stable, right? It's almost like quote unquote middle class.
Yeah.
Es que
right?
Whenever TikTok hits, like fame is a very strange thing.
Yeah.
Fame is something you cannot take back. Like, oh, I regret it. Please, I don't want to be famous. It's very, very, very strange. And actually, you don't choose what you're famous for. Like, you have this brand of super cool shoes that you do, and you do these little shoes that you're so proud of. And suddenly, accidentally, you become famous because of your haircut goes viral, because whatever. And it's like, hey, but look at my shoes. And it's like, no, show me your haircut. That was a weird metaphor, but you understand me? Like, you cannot choose what you're famous for. And I think that drives people very crazy, because it's like a given power that you don't know what to do with it. And you don't know what to do when they take it away from you.
Right.
Plus, I think there's like a lot of focus now on bands getting really famous on TikTok really fast, but there's also a lot of bands doing the normal thing, getting really famous without using TikTok. It's just it's an easy it feels like an easy thing, but then it's what you're saying, like it's easy, but then it has its cons, because it's not a solid thing, or maybe they're not selling tickets, but they have so many views or so many plays. Like it's just different.
Yeah, and the lifestyle may not be for them, so it affects their art.
Yeah.
So then the music they create is not the same joy and freedom that they had coming
Absolutely.
out.
See.
How hard was it? Because I think our last in-person discussion, interview was with those other two members of the band.
See, in
right?
2015, yes.
That must have been a real
Dark.
knife in the heart.
It was horrible.
That was a knife in the heart.
Yeah.
I feel it for you.
Because it was at the lowest moment too. Like we really didn't see it coming. It was not something that we wanted. And like we were saying, like friendship is so important for us, for the project, that suddenly like feeling like we were losing two friends to just was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And we were scared. We're not going to lie.
Seriously.
It was scary.
What gives you guys the confidence like this to be able to say, no, we're just going to start from scratch. We got the two of us. We'll figure it out. This industry is not easy.
It's just there's this word in Spanish that's ilusión, which is kind of like a mix between hope and excitement. Yeah. When you're doing something and you're like, oh, this could land here and there. So I think when we got that back, see, like a potential thing that just excites you. When we started writing songs, because we were writing songs, we didn't know if it was going to be an EP, if it was going to be electronic music for a bit. We were doing something a bit different. We really didn't know where we were going to land, but we're carrying on. And just by actually working and not stopping and putting one foot in front of the other, we got somewhere, and we're like started to get excited, and we're like, okay, we realized that we had been so sad because of all of these things that we had lost a little bit that. So as soon as we felt that feeling of excitement and hope, we're like, okay, we need to hold on to that like it's the most precious thing we have, because that was the motor and the energy that kept us, okay, we're going to fly to London, try to find a manager. We're going to find these 2 new girls and rehearse with them. Just like life still throwing curveballs because it didn't get easier, but it was our attitude against all of those things that changed. And it was definitely that excitement that ilusión.
It became like a game.
Yeah.
It became like life was a game and we were just playing. Like, I think you have to let you be a little bit in the delusional
Of
area.
course, you have to be. Yeah.
And that really helped. Like, just a tiny bit of delusion. It makes you, it rests. It let you rest, It let you rest.
Well, that's what I think 10-year-old Anna would want, right? When she was like, I'm going to be in a band, I'm going to go tour the world and things like that, she wouldn't want you to give up.
Absolutely. So not for a second we thought of giving up, but sometimes if it just felt like life was forcing us to stop, not for a second we were like, I'm done, I don't want this anymore. No, not for a second.
At all. No.
It was the opposite. It was like, okay, but how am I gonna carry on if I don't have money, bandmates, label, manager? Like I don't have anything anymore. And the more we tried, the less things we were getting. Like it just all of our plans weren't working. So yeah. But we never thought of quitting.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody that goes to your shows is very glad too. Why did you pick France out of all the countries and places to go? France.
France.
Yeah. Why did you pick France? You could have gone anywhere. Australia, you could have Japan.
Logistics and geography.
Mm-hmm.
Like producer and engineer were from the UK, are from the UK. We are based and live in Madrid, Spain. They didn't want to do it in the UK. We didn't want to do it in Spain. So we said, let's pick a middle point, and we choose somewhere in between because we both were driving. We were driving.
All of the gear.
So it's convenience.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was convenient.
It was
It wasn't
budget,
romantic.
convenience. No, I mean, it also was romantic. It felt
lovely.
If
love.
all of the above. It felt like, but yeah, we did it on an Airbnb, like a house. Like it wasn't a studio, and we brought everything from Madrid and from England. So it wasn't a studio.
Okay.
You could choose.
Everyone was like, whenever we came back, everyone was, oh yeah, there's so many good studios in France. And it's like, it wasn't a studio.
It was a house.
Yeah.
We built it.
But isn't that a good thing? Because then you are yourselves and less pressure and be able
amazing.
It was the
Because
best decision ever.
The whole thing about writing music is about experiencing life and then reflecting that in the art.
Yeah, especially, and also like bands like us, we're not, the kind of music has to have a lot of soul. Like it's just, the personality and the range of emotions.
It needs a lot of soul.
Claro, it needs, that's what I'm saying. Our kind of music. So studios usually are very expensive, very sterile. Like it's just, it's not something very it's pretty soulless. It's the opposite of warm.
Right.
We don't need exquisite gear at all.
Plus, we're doing rock and roll, so like you
shouldn't need exquisite gear.
No one needs 100 snares to choose from. Like, come on, it's rock and roll. It's a feeling, it's the energy.
Right.
And with a good, obviously, we needed a very good engineer and producer, which we were lucky to find. Without them, it would have been a disaster. The two of us in a house, horrible idea.
No, you're crazy.
But they were good they were so good that we just didn't need anything else. We didn't need a studio.
You say it's crazy, but I'm sure you guys have worked together in a garage or room somewhere before.
We are the worst producers in the whole
the
planet.
awards for the worst producers,
for us.
we deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst producers in
Thank
the
you.
entire world
Toga.
for 2025, Hinds.
Thank you.
We'll be here.
Thank you. Mom, this is for you.
Hire us.
What was the first song that was the one that lit the fire? Did you go in with songs or did you?
Yes.
With all of them.
With all of them.
All of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So what was the song?
Some
that
of them
lit
weren't completely finished. Like one word was missing from one of them.
See, the vibe.
But
It was mostly pre-producing and producing. All of the songs were written before.
Yeah.
And what it depends. It changes. For me, the song that like gave me the perspective of the album was Boom Boom Back, and I think for you was the Bet the Room.
100%.
The Rain and You.
See, it came later. Whenever we wrote the Bet the Room, I thought, I thought we were taking a very, very good direction, a very positive direction, and I thought it was such a simple song, but full of wit and precision. Like I I still love that song. I think it's a very, very amazing love song, and the how are we using the guitars to give the rage of emotion. Like I really, really love that song, and it has 4 chords or 2 if you want to simplify it. Yeah, and that one I remember when we wrote it in London, and when I was coming back to my Airbnb that I was staying with a crazy woman that believed in all the conspiranoia you can imagine. I listened to it all the way back. It was like 40 minutes walking under the rain, obviously, in London. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. Yeah, some songs gives you that, you know. Some others are like, oh, I'm embarrassed of myself.
Why?
Sometimes it happens. Like some songs can give you the ache of yourself. Like so much.
I mean,
some
words.
Some words like
And takes.
like you hear your voice and it makes you shake. Like it's
It makes
so
sense 'cause
embarrassing.
you're
sometimes,
creating
yeah.
things, so you're putting yourself
I was
in a
about to
very
say, is it
vulnerable
because-
and weird situation.
Yeah, is
So
it
to
because-
try new stuff, you need to be weird, and sometimes it leads to somewhere cool, and sometimes it leads to something that
To
icks
Icks.
a lot.
Yeah.
The icks.
Yeah.
Is it because you're not very open in person in real life, and that when you put things into words, you're
No, I think every musician and every artist sometimes looks at himself or themselves and they go like, what I was thinking, like this cringes me so bad. I'm sure that is not like a particular thing of myself.
I think it's like people could relate to this if you read a diary from years ago. You know,
Right.
sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
that was intense.
Yeah.
But our diaries are out in the world. and
Mira, no,
everyone
espera,
can
not even a diary.
see it.
Look at your past Instagram posts. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you
Like,
passed the Instagram post.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Go to like 10 years ago, or not even 5 years ago, the quote, the copy that you were saying, or the words that you were putting into that, or the way you put a filter on the
And the way you
pictures or
post,
whatever.
everything.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure that you can cringe yourself.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're telling
Gotcha.
me.
Yeah.
Even just last week.
Yeah.
Yes,
I-
and then-
I get
Probably
the
this
ick.
interview, by the time it comes
10
out, we're going to
10
ick
minutes
ourselves.
ago.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be
Oh,
so
yeah.
much ick.
Can't wait.
By the way, Cece, that is like one of my favorite songs on the album.
The bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The full title, The Bed,
The,
The
room. The rain and you.
Rain.
And you.
Es que it makes so much sense. Ay, es que that title,
So
es que
romantic.
I'm so proud of that song. It's such a good song. Yeah.
I'm sure you must get a thrill when you play it live, and then all the couples start to put their arms around each other. And
I'm a romantic person. I love watching love. I really, really like it. I enjoy it.
do you think there'll be more of this love in future material?
Yeah, we've already written a little bit, and there's still not close lyrics, but I think it's gonna be full of us, life and love and heartbreaks and everything.
Heartbreaks. Come on. Anna
Come
can't
on.
take any more of these painful life experiences, for heaven's sake.
Apparently I can because I'm still standing. I am the living proof.
Heartbreaks and yeah, some stuff.
By the way, on Valentine's Day, I love how you were totally trolling everybody on,
Oh, yes.
on all the social
You know,
media.
the
the
thing is,
story,
it's
Lorena?
true. Like one of our friends started just asking questions at ChatGPT about us, and suddenly ChatGPT says, "Oh yeah, they have a romantic relationship. They talked about it in interviews. There's articles about it. They don't only have a professional but also romantic relationship." We're like, okay, what articles? And then ChatGPT started like booging and getting nervous, like, oh well, maybe I can't really find them anymore. Maybe they're just professional and stuff. So we just laugh. It's true that because we share so much of everything, like intimacy, a great times, horrible times. Sometimes like we look at it at ourselves from the outside, and it's like, of course everyone thinks we're girlfriends. Like, you know, we're like so close. No one should be this close. Not even if we were girlfriends. We're closer than if we were girlfriends.
It's so great to see you. And-
Thank you.
and congratulations on this album and the revival of Hinds.
Thank you
You guys have always been there for me in music and in chats and things like that. And
Thank you
you're
so
just
much.
real good people.
Thank you.
I really
you.
appreciate
We try.
Yeah. I try too.
You can tell.
Appreciate it. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you. Same.
Gracias.
All right. It is Hinds right here on B-Sides.